Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why isn't a new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters on tonight? For several weeks now, TLC viewers have had one thing to look forward to on Monday nights: a new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters. Unfortunately, Discovery Plus subscribers were a bit disappointed when they logged in to their streaming libraries to watch the episode early, only to find it wasn't there. Even more 1000 Pounds Sisters fans will be upset when they turn on TLC tonight and learn a new episode is not airing tonight. Why isn't a new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters on tonight? Fortunately, the answer to this question is pretty simple. The answer, however, isn't one you are going to like. Keep reading for the answer. Why isn't a new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters on tonight? For those unaware, last week's episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters was the season 3 finale. So the reason a new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters is not on tonight is really simple. There isn't a new episode to air. Sadly, the last new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters available aired last week. Fans who missed the last episode, or fans who need their fix, can check out Discovery Plus to stream all 3 seasons of the series. The next big question fans have at this point is also pretty simple. Has TLC decided to renew or cancel this series? Will there be a season 4? Will TLC renew or cancel for season 4? More sad news for fans of 1000 Pounds Sisters, as the chances of TLC renewing the series for season 4 are looking pretty slim. Both Tammy and Amy have admitted they don't really want to film another season of the series. Fans assumed Amy Halterman and her husband Michael getting pregnant again would increase the chances of the series getting renewed. But Amy has been very open with the details of her pregnancy, including an exact due date, plans for a C-section, the gender, and the name. If 1000 Pounds Sisters was getting renewed for season 4, it is unlikely Amy Halterman would be allowed to reveal this much information about her pregnancy. As fans remember from season 2, the details of Gage, including when he was born and what he looked like, were kept under lock and key until the episode featuring his birth aired. Are you bummed to know a new episode of 1000 Pounds Sisters didn't air tonight? Does it make you sad to know the network may actually have canceled this series? Fans of 1000 Pounds Sisters are encouraged to check out TLC's new series tonight called 1000 Pounds Best Friends. Let us know if you want to see another season of Tammy and Amy in the comments down below. Rain poured against the windows of the Halterman home, a steady drumbeat that made the entire living room feel cozy, close, and just a little too quiet. Amy Slayton Halterman sat on the couch with a bowl of popcorn she absolutely did not plan on sharing. Her eyes were glued to the TV guide screen, her thumb tapping the remote with impatience. "Come on," she groaned. "Tell me if it's on tonight." Beside her, Tammy Slayton rolled her eyes dramatically, one of her many hidden talents. "Amy, you been checking that thing every 10 minutes. If the show's on, it's on. If it's not, it ain't. You don't need to turn it into a whole crisis." Amy gasped. "A crisis? Tammy, this is premiere night. If TLC changed the schedule again, I swear I'm marching down there and fightin' somebody." Tammy lifted a brow. "Girl, you ain't fightin' nobody. You get out of breath argin' with the Alexa." Amy opened her mouth to argue, then muttered, "She shouldn't talk back if she don't want no trouble." But tonight was special. It wasn't just any episode they were hoping to catch. It was one they had filmed months earlier, one loaded with unexpected twists, messy family drama, and Tammy's signature brand of chaos. People had been speculating online for weeks. Would Tammy storm out again? Was Amy finally moving toward a new chapter? Would Misty threaten to throw hands? Would Chris try to become family spokesperson again? And most importantly, would the producers edit them to look crazier than usual? Amy refreshed the guide. Still nothing. Tammy took a long sip of her Diet Coke. "You know, even if it's not on, you're acting like you can't wait until tomorrow." "I can't," Amy snapped. "Did you see what people been saying in the Facebook group? They think this season's gonna be the biggest one ever. They think you might get engaged again." Tammy's Coke nearly came out her nose. "Engaged? To who?" "DoorDash." Amy shrieked with laughter, slapping the couch cushion. "Girl, don't tempt me. They probably would set you up with a delivery driver for a storyline." Tammy shot her a serious look. "If you bring food, I'm listening." The clock ticked toward prime time. The tension in the room grew thicker, almost like the sisters were waiting for a tornado warning instead of a TV show. Suddenly, their brother Chris Combs burst through the door without knocking, as usual. His cheeks were flushed from the cold, and he carried a grocery bag overflowing with snacks. "Y'all ready to see if we look normal tonight?" he hollered. Tammy snorted. "We ain't never looked normal a day in our lives." Chris grinned as he plopped onto the recliner. "Facts." He dug into his bag. "I got gummy worms, cheese balls, Slim Jims, and Amy, don't yell, I forgot the chocolate milk." Amy slapped her hand against her forehead. "Chris, that is literally the most important part of watchin' TV. Are you trying to ruin defend himself?" Another voice shouted from the hallway. "You ain't even started without me, right?" Misty barreled into the living room like she'd been launched from a slingshot, curls half falling out of her ponytail. She looked stressed, probably because she was stressed. "I swear, if y'all started without me, I would have sued the entire TLC network." Tammy pointed at the TV. "We ain't even sure the show is on tonight. Amy's having a meltdown." "I am not melting down," Amy shouted. "I am having healthy emotional regulation because TLC is playing games." Misty rolled her eyes. "Girl, you need therapy." "Already got one," Amy yelled. "She says I'm making progress." Chris whispered to Tammy. "Does she mean progress or problems?" Tammy shrugged. "With Amy, it's the same thing." Finally, the clock hit the top of the hour. The TV screen flickered as the guide refreshed. Everyone in the room inhaled at the same time, like a choir preparing for a dramatic note. The title finally appeared. 1,000 Pounds, Sisters, new episode. Amy screamed first. Misty screamed louder. Chris pumped his fists like he'd just won a MMA title match. "And Tammy?" Tammy smirked, flipped her hair, and said, "Of course it's on. We the stars. They wouldn't dare skip us." As the theme music began, those familiar beats that fans all over the world recognized instantly, Amy's eyes filled with tiny sentimental tears. "Look at us," she whispered. "We really made it another season. After everything." Tammy glanced at her sister, voice softening. "Yeah, after everything." The screen showed the preview. Tammy rolling into a new adventure, Amy juggling motherhood and chaos, Chris announcing a new plan to lose weight he would definitely complain about by episode 3, and Misty screaming at someone about boundaries. "Yup," Chris said proudly. "Feels like home." But then something unexpected happened. The narrator teased. "This season, a shocking secret will test the Slayton family like never before." All 4 siblings turned toward each other. "Who got a secret?" Amy demanded. "Wasn't me," Chris said quickly. "Also ain't me," Misty added. "I'm an open book," Tammy declared. "Y'all know everything. Even the stuff you don't want to know." Amy narrowed her eyes. "It better not be something stupid like Daddy had an unknown cousin in Arkansas." Tammy snapped her fingers. "Or Mama had a secret recipe she ain't tell nobody." Misty gasped. "What if the secret is about one of us?" Everyone froze. On the TV, the narrator continued. "One sister will reveal a truth that changes everything." "Which sister?" Amy shrieked. "Which truth?" Chris added. "Why didn't we know?" Misty cried. Tammy shrugged. "Probably something the producers never told us." Again, the scene faded into dramatic music as the story unfolded on screen. But even as the episode played out, the siblings were huddled together, bickering, laughing, predicting the next twist, and throwing popcorn at each other whenever someone looked stupid on camera. In other words, it was a perfect Slayton family night. And yes, 1,000 Pounds, Sisters was on tonight. Because no matter what drama hit them, no matter what secrets the producers teased, no matter how wild the storylines got, the Slayton family always showed up. For each other. And for the world watching.